Yeah.
Say it again.
Yeah.
Underrated, mate.
Young, black, and gifted. We do it for the culture.
So how did you travel from West Philly? You didn't have a car, so how did you travel from West Philly to Haverford? How did you guys do that?
Sometimes I use a couple resources. Sometimes, and sometimes that I just rely on Uber.
I'm not mad at that. I love that. I ain't mad at that.
Listen, man, I got to. Keep being so I rely on Uber. I rely on Lyft.
Okay.
I use those discounts when they give me those 50% discount.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
When we didn't have the resource for somebody like to give us a ride, whether it was my family or somebody that I know, to take us around, jobs to jobs, we relied on Lyft and Uber to get us around those places, whether it was like $10 or $30. We relied on Uber. I had the money, so I wasn't stressing. And my thing was, I have a rich mindset. I have a growth mindset. So I learned about this. Do you know what no really means? Can I tell you what no really means?
Go ahead.
So no really means no, which means new opportunity. So at that time, between 2022, me and my brother started our landscaping business. Everything I look at between making new clients, or even keeping the same clients, it was all about still keeping the old profit and continue to make new profit. So that's why I look at NO as new opportunity. So every new opportunity I get between seeing a new person or getting a new client and cutting the grass, the more profit, the more money I was going to make. The more profit, the more money me and my brother was going to make. I'm not going to include my brother because he's part of the job as well. The more profit, the more new clients, the more profit that me and my brother was going to make between throughout the summer, and which we did. So it's just like, I rely on my transportation sometimes. Sometimes it was Scepter. I'm going to keep being with you. It was sometimes Scepter.
Not mad at that. Okay.
Using that key card for me. Using that key card for me. And then sometimes Lyft and Uber. And then sometimes when something like my mom or any resource that I had, could take us a job, I just use it as I can. But at the end of the day, it was all about keeping the old profit and making new profit, but also looking at which is new opportunity. I look at new opportunity every single day to basically keep establishing my business. Now, in the near future, my goal for my business is to establish that, is to expand it, not just around Philadelphia, but around, different states, different cities, all that stuff like that. So at the time, my fault. So, at the time also as well, starting our landscaping business, we met this guy named Tom. I look at things as not like we was working for him. I was looking at things as when I first met him. I'm looking at it because he saw when we first met him, me and my brother, we was around the Overbrook area. We was just basically walking around like normal teenager kids trying to hustle, trying to make a couple money, and just starting their business from the ground up. We had a little electronic lawnmower. We had a little electronic weed whacker. My brother was carrying the weed whacker. I was carrying the lawnmower, while also we was carrying duffel bags around. Just to get basically walking around the neighborhood, just to get a little attention for ourselves, because I just want people to look at like on the porch and like, oh, they got a lawnmower, and then look at the grass. I want them to make that okay. These two boys in front of me have a lawnmower. Then I want them to make that. Then I want them to look at the grass. And I mean, man, my grass is pretty high. So I wanted that type of stuff, like that type of attention. Like, hey, can y'all come cut my grass and stuff like that? So So the guy Tom, he saw us and he kind of was like, hey, listen. I see y'all guys, young guys out here trying to make a couple money, cut a couple of grass. Y'all hustling. I like that. I respect that. Listen, I got my own landscape business. Here's my card. Y'all interested in doing business with me? Let me know. So we was kind of thinking of the money aspect of things, like, just hustling, make a couple money, do what we gotta do. Keep a couple money, make sure we survive, make sure we eat. Feel me?
Yes, sir.
At that time, my mom, she just got incarcerated again. So we was starting from square one. Like I was staying at my grandma's house, me and my brother staying at my grandma's house, and stuff like that. Because she got arrested around February, which was because when I got the news from my grandma in February 2022. when I was in class and I stepped out of class, she told me that, yeah, your mom just got arrested. I was devastated because so many times, I'm sorry if I'm backtracking the story, but so many times, my mom been incarcerated throughout my life, like time at the time. Basically half of my high school years, half of my childhood. I tell you that it doesn't make me a victim. It makes me stronger. And now I tell you that I started my landscape business that year. I'm not gonna include my mom out of that because my mom was also part of the reason why I started my landscape business. Because before that, my first ever job, it's funny, Ed. A lot of kids, their first ever job is at a fast food place or a supermarket. My first ever job, was landscaping. It was landscaping, and my mom was like, "Hey, listen, what was I, like 15, 16? She like, listen, you're 15 years old. You at that time now. You need to get your permanent license. You need to get your permanent, your job license, and you also need a job. You need to make some money instead of staying in the house and playing basketball or do whatever. You need a job." So she saw a couple of landscapers around the area. They cut grass around the area. They were called J&J Lawn Care, and his name was Mr. James. So my mom went downstairs, talked to the guy, and said, "Hey, listen, my son needs a job. My son looking for a first job. I was wondering, can he work for you and cut grass with you?" And he had no problem. He said, "Yeah, sure." Blah 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 blah. So I started doing landscaping June 14th, 2021. That was my first ever job doing landscaping. His name was Mr. James. He gave me my first job. I did landscape with him. He showed me the ropes of how to cut grass, how the lawnmower works, how the weed whacker works, how to rake, how to basically do that. Learn that when you do a job, you don't leave all this mess here. You got to clean up. So you gotta keep the place spotless and stuff like that, whatever. So I earn about every week. I earn about $250 every week in cash, not Cash App, not no under anything, not under digital transactions we do. I earn $250 every week in cash. So I made about like 500 between back-to-back weeks, like 250 a week, and it was good money. At the time, 15 years old, getting paid $250 every week and cold hard cash under the table. That's actually good money for me. And of course, get the 250, put it in my bank account, spend on whatever. Now sometimes I spend on little shoes. Like I spend one time with my little 250, I spend $100 on eBay with Gary Payne sneakers. It was nice and stuff like that, And sometimes I save it. Sometimes I use that to get Uber to the YMCA and all that stuff. But it was cool at the time. It was definitely cool. That's my first job. So my mom, after I got let off by James and stuff like that, my mom we were just venting and on the porch, and my mom kind of brought up like, "How about you start your own? How about this? How about you start your own landscape business? How about you start cutting grass around the area, and then later on you get your own truck, your license stuff, and y'all can go around not just this area but around more areas around Philly, and then possibly and most likely expand to different different places, different states." So that was back in before she got arrested. So it was basically she was telling me about starting my own landscape business. So shout out to my mom because I never thought about starting my landscape business until she thought about it. And then when I thought, then honestly, when I was working a couple of jobs, I was working at Dick's Sporting Goods, I was working at Burlington, all that stuff like that. Working these part-time jobs while still at school, still trying to stack money, blah blah. I got let off by Dick's Sporting Goods because I refused to take the vaccine during that time of COVID. So I got let off, and then they also said that they didn't have a lot of people to add to their shift schedule. So I'm gonna be real with you, I'm not ashamed. I went jobless for a couple months, and then I just started track and stuff like that, and I still was on football. So then to a part where I was like, "Hey mom," then I called my mom. My mom called me, and I was telling her, "Hey mom," I said, "Hey mom, well, I don't got no job right now," and I was like, "Remember how we was talking about me and Jane, me starting a landscape business?" She was like, "Yeah." I said, well, I'm thinking about starting a landscape business. So right there and there, that's where it started between starting the Spotwood Brothers landscape business. And then I just added to my brother. And then I taught my little brother how to cut grass. And right away, he already got it. Like, I taught him how to weed whack, I taught him lawnmower. And right away, he already got it. Like, he already know what to do. And I teach. So it's like how Mr. James teach me how to cut grass, how to do things. I taught my brother how to cut grass. So I just let that mentorship on to him. And Spotwood Brothers landscape business started from there. And that whole entire summer was good. Made new clients, made good money, made about $200-$300 from it at school. One time in September that year in 2022, me and my brother, we did a big job for a church. I'm gonna repeat that. We did a church. We just started this landscape business in May of 2022. And now, 4 months later, this guy one time watched when I was walking to Lowe's to get some landscaping equipment. And he had a red Chevy truck. And he showed me my landscaping. He saw my landscape equipment. I was walking around my weed whacker. And so he just saw me and said, yo, you cut grass? I was like, yeah, I cut grass. I was like, what's up? He said, so my church, we need somebody to cut grass, and we have a problem in the back of our church. We need somebody to cut grass. Also, we have another thing too that we need to get rid of. Can y'all do the job? So I said, remember I said previously I said no means new opportunity.
Yes, sir.
I took that new opportunity and I said, yeah, we're going to do it. Me and my brother. So we did a job in church. We did a church job around Labor Day week. We got the job. Me and my brother got the job done. We made about $200 in cash. Now we didn't got that done the same day. It took us like 2 days to get it done. We eventually got it done on church Sunday, and we made our money. We got $200, and we honestly, as an accomplishment for my business so far, that's an accomplishment. I did church. We did church. We got it done. It was dope.
I'll say this, Zion, like, you at your age, how old are you?
Only 18, man. I'm still younger.
Yeah. And just even building having a business moniker, being able to see like opportunities for yourself, like even the smallest thing and seeing the possibilities of a greater opportunity. It's a quality that grown folks don't have. You follow me? And I just believe that if you continue down that path, great things are on a rise for you. So we talked about football. We talked about your athletic history, right? Basketball, football, track and field, right? And it ultimately led to, a point in time in your life where you're starting a business. Your mom, she directed you towards your first job. Even that, I want to point out the fact that you got your training from your first job, and then you created a business based off of the training that you got. Like most people don't have that kind of like.
Yeah, I did.
You know what I mean? So
I did. Yeah, I saw my brother.
It's some great stuff happening. And these are like the beginning stages. But if you keep on, there's gonna be some great stuff happening in your life, right? So what I wanna get more into, right? Like you set the scene. You're in school, you're running track, you're running a business in the summertime, right? So I want to talk more about. So I have on my board here. I want you to talk about your graduating GPA and how it ultimately led to you being able to receive a full ride.
Yeah,
absolutely.
All right, so let me tell you a story. So I'm gonna continue my senior year, high school. Junior year is over now. I did track for my first season. All that stuff. Started my landscape business. Now I feel good going to my senior year. I already know I had a good I already know I had the best GPA. I believe in my school. I had like a 3.9, 4.0 that I finished my junior year. So going my senior year, I already know I was going to get, because mind you, before my junior year of high school, I already was getting looked at by colleges on the academic side. D2, D1, D3. I was already getting looked at, school from the academic side of things. That was sending me interested letters about offering me a scholarship, academic wise.
You mentioned the National Honor Society, so that
and that was and that helped too. Yeah, and that helped too. Like being part of the National Honor Society, So, like, you know, I'm already in my sophomore year due to my GPA. I was already getting looked at about colleges on the academic side were already sending me mail letters to at the time I was with my dad, to my dad's house. So, like, you know, I would just, you know, it was pretty exciting time. You know, I was looking at college. I was like, damn, you feel me? Like, all these colleges, academic side, are interested in me. I'm only on sophomore. Feel me? I just started high school. So, like, I was already getting look at academic side of things, but the athletic part was the part that was tough, and that was that's why, you know. And I just mentioned that I mentioned that I'm an underdog, and to this day I'm an underdog when it comes to track and field, because I still got to prove not just to myself but prove everybody else that I belong here, everything like that. Especially now I'm in a different environment, and now I'm in a different atmosphere because I'm in college now, and it's different. So, like, you know, athletic side, it's like, okay. Going my senior year, I was like, okay, I know I'm going to get academic scholarships. I know I'm going to get most likely a full-ride scholarship. But let's see what I can do athletic-wise. Let's see that I can, because I made a goal to myself in the summertime for my senior year. I said, listen, around my senior year, I promise myself that I'm going to get my first ever athletic scholarship. It doesn't matter if it's football. It doesn't matter if it's basketball. It doesn't matter if it's track and field. I will make sure that I will get my first athletic scholarship offer of my senior year. Doesn't matter. I will do whatever it takes. So at the time of August 2022, during my senior year, I was walking to Planet Fitness, and I was just thinking about track, and I was thinking about all this that you know, my last meet of the season I PR twice. Why not keep it going? Why not keep training to keep getting my times down? Because that's the goal as a track and field athlete, is keep getting better, have a mama mentality, and getting your times down. So I was kind of like, I texted when I was running Planet Fitness around the Overbrook area. You know, 52nd Street, Parkway Town Center, 52nd Street. Not that far from 56 Ramen. So, you know, I was walking around. I was walking to the gym, and I started to text Coach Shake. I started texting Coach. And I was like, yo, Coach Shake, this is Zion. I said, I apologize for not doing AU with y'all guys. I would love to do AU guys, but I had to focus on other things, you know, blah, blah. Of course, it's my landscape business and other stuff. So I told him, I said, listen, I want to solely focus on track and field and no other thing. I want to get 23. I want to get 23, and most likely around outdoor season, I want to get 22 in my 200. So he said, okay, got you. Say now, the only you get 23 in the 200, you need to do cross country. So that's when I first did cross country. And when I did cross country, it was not really ups and downs. It was basically getting me work on my endurance, work on my breathing technique and everything like that. Get ready for indoor season and then go into outdoor season. So, fun fact about cross country, even though that's not my sport, I earned my first ever individual medal ever in any sport I've done in my life, and it was cross country. It's crazy. And you know what's funny too? That same place that I PR at, it's the same place that I earned my first individual medal. So I PR at Edinburgh. So across country, I PR at Edinburgh once again. I don't know what it is about Edinburgh High, but I always somehow PR at that place and always just feeling, you know, doing me. So I'm my first ever individual medal cross country. Well, in general, in sports in general, whether track or cross country. I ran PR that day. I ran 1950. It was 5K. I ran 1950. Then I got like I think 10th, 11th place. They said like you had to get like top 12, top 15, I believe, to earn a medal. So I ran my first individual medal, and then I ran my last cross country meet at Lehigh University. Didn't do too bad, but my mindset was already going to indoor season, getting ready for that, and run 23. That was my goal, and also eventually, hopefully, earn an athletic scholarship offer. So going to indoor season, it was expectations that I was going to run 23 in my first ever meet because I was looking good. I was looking good wise, you know, talking to my coach, as my coach was seeing and my team was seeing that they was going to put me in ankle league, and I was going to run my first ever relay. Now, I didn't run relay last year because, you know, the track team already had a relay team of their own. So, but it was different because a couple of our guys that were seniors, they left the team, and they went their separate ways. So, going to that season, I already know that it was a big expectations for me on being on this relay team. And I always want to be on a relay team since I started because I wanted to see how that feels, be on a relay team, running that 4x1 and running 4x4. So indoor season in high school, there's no such thing as 4x1 because indoor, you basically inside a facility, you basically inside a gym. So how that goes is indoor is 200 meters. So 200 meters indoor is considered one lap, while 200 meters in outdoor is considered as a half lap because you're going around a curve. Like 200 meters indoor is one lap, 400 is considered two laps because it's 200 meters. So you got it's like basic math. So you got to add 200 plus 200, would that equal 400? It's like two laps. You feel me? So it's just like, it was 4x2 or 4x4 indoor. I ran my first two ever relays ever and my first ever meet. And let me tell you something, I ran it 4x2, man. They put me in English League. I was feeling hyped, feeling good. That season was finally run 23 after putting the work in, man, all that stuff. But then look, I ran 29. That was bad. That was so bad. It was so bad. I was so mad at myself that I ran 29. I was so disappointed. But always like I said, I have a strong mindset. So I always look at things. Always look at things best ahead of me because there's more meets, more races, more things to come. Just keep training, keep working, and that's it, and everything will be good. And then also around that time, I joined a track club team too. More elite. It's called More Elite Track Club Team. They're track club team based in Philly. Shout out to them.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you this now. I'm not the runner who I am now without them. Under myself, I'm not the runner who I am now without them because they helped me so much. So shout out to More Elite, man. Shout out to Charles. Shout out to Coach Lamar. Shout out to G. Shout out to Coach Moore. Shout out to all those guys. They helped me a lot. They still help me. I still keep in contact with them today. They helped me a lot, a long way. So appreciate them. I joined them around this time, around September. They helped me a lot. So, going to the indoor season, it was cool. It was a lot of ups and downs. Almost got replaced by a freshman. He was doing baseball and almost got replaced by a freshman at that time. It's kind of embarrassing. It was embarrassing time to say that now, but now I'm in a different predicament now. It's like, I admit that. Like, yeah, I almost got replaced by a freshman my senior year in high school in the relay, and they thought about doing that. I said, man, track and field times, that matters in track and field. Seconds, times, that all matters. So it was like they thought about placing me with the freshman because of my times wasn't looking good as they expected to. So it was all ups and downs during the indoor season, but eventually it was cool. I went to the Armory. The Armory is in New York City. I PR in the 200. I ran the same time I ran outdoor in the 200. It was cool. I earned my first individual medal ever in the 200 meter, my favorite event at Glen Mills High, and whatever. On my first ever gold medal on a relay team, so that was cool. And eventually, months around my birthday month.
So was that the 4x200 state championship?
Yeah. So around my birthday month, we qualified for the 4x2 and the 4x4. And the best thing about that day when I was leaving for Penn State, it was on my birthday. So I was leaving Penn State on my birthday, which was dope. So it's like It's like a wish come true. You go on the stage with your guys. You run in the relay with you. You qualify for both relays, 4x2, 4x4. Like I said, relay track might be an individual sport, but relays, that's a teamwork thing. You got to do everything that's teamwork perspective, like get the baton out well, run well, all that stuff. Get your team in the lead, hold the lead, all that stuff. So it's like all four of us was part of that journey. Now, all four of us part of that journey to get to states and qualify for both relays. Now, I had my ups and downs, but eventually throughout the season, I got better and I PR and I was getting better. So going to states on my birthday was basically a dream come true. So the next day, it was the meet. We ran the 4x2. And remember I tell you that I told my coach in August 22, my goal was to run 23 in the 200. So eventually we ran the 4x2. We won our 4x2 heat. And when I look at the time, they told me that I ran 27. And I was like, what? No, I'm not even telling you, like, you stop playing with me. But I look at the split and they say I ran like 23-6, 23-7. And I was like, oh my God, I ran 27. I ran 23. I ran 23. I finally did it. I finally did it because I was like, good. So running 23 in the football. Now the football 4 I don't want to talk about as much. I ran terrible. Ran like 56, but that was terrible. I don't want to talk about that. But 4x2 was like I was happy and we won a heat. Now we didn't get medal state sadly, but it was still a good moment for myself, individual wise, to run the time I was working hard for it to run since August 2022. And while at that time, I was getting recruited too for track. So I was getting recruited by some coaches in track for D2, D3. I'm gonna keep it being with you. Like I said, Lincoln, it wasn't really much on my mind. Or getting recruited by Lincoln. Now I got accepted. I applied for a lot of schools since the beginning of September. I applied for a lot of schools. I applied for University of Kentucky. I applied for Lincoln. I applied for Bowie State. I applied for all those schools, PWI, HBCU, whatever. I got accepted at the University of Kentucky, too, which is crazy. They offered me a scholarship. So, by the end of the day, I got accepted over 35 colleges. I had the most accepted colleges by anybody on my school that was graduating that year. I got accepted over about 35 colleges, which is dope, which is crazy. But I was also getting recruited for track. Now my coaches, when we was talking about track and stuff like that, we were just talking about Lincoln. And I was beginning of cross country season because they didn't know the coach. They know a coach from Lincoln University. So and all that stuff. So, but I'm the type of guy, like I said, remember how I'm an independent, I'm an independent dude. I've been independent since I'm 15, 16 years old. So really I'm big on advocating for myself and looking out for myself as always. Because if I know nobody not gonna look out for me, I damn sure need to look out for myself. And I still have that same type of mentality to this day. Like if nobody not look out for me, I gotta look out for myself. I gotta, get my own. Like I said, I gotta get my own opportunity. I don't while anybody's help. So I advocate for myself. I reached out to a couple coaches. I did a couple of recruiting questionnaire on the athletic website for some schools, mostly the D2, D3. I put my information out there, put my times out there, everything like that. I emailed a couple coaches. They were interested in recruiting me. It was dope. It was cool. I mean, the first coach I reached out for track-wise was a school in New Jersey. I forgot what the school called, but I reached out to him, but he told me that in 100 and 200, I had to get this certain time to get considered my athletic scholarship. And then from that on throughout my senior year, I contacted other coaches from different schools, D2, D3, and they were interested in recruiting me, see a lot of potential in me. I talked to them on the phone. I met with some of them in person, stuff like that. Fun fact about state championship, it was about 2 coaches that were there that were recruiting me to watch me run. And one was from PA, not that far from Penn State. He watched me run. He was also watching another crew to run that day, and also with me. There also was a coach from Penn State, Brandon, that was out there. He was coaching in Shutterham High School, but also I was part of that recruitment process for him in Penn State, Brandywine, because they were interested in me in cross country. They had no track and field team, but they had cross country. So they saw my time in 1950. They believe that the more I do cross country, it can get down. And they see me making all conference in the division, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, a lot of coaches, they respect that. They respect my character. They respect my work ethic. They respect how I carry myself. How I look out, how I look for opportunities and things. So they were really interested in me, seeing a lot of potential in me, and they know that if I come to the school, I was gonna get myself better, but they was gonna help me get better as well throughout my 4 years of college. I was then recruited, and my first ever in-person visit was at Chestnut Hill College. Met with the coach there. Now, mind you, hey, remember I told you that I'm a hustler, and I get things on my own out the muscle. So I set I think I had a track meet. It was on Sunday, and I had a track meet that Saturday, or whatever. I think it was Monday. I set out 2 track and field visits in one day. 2 track and field visits one day. And you know how I got there?
How?
SEPTA. I got SEPTA.
I mean, I
use SEPTA. I got SEPTA. Like, I use public transportation to get to point A from point B between setting up 2 track and field in-person visits in one day. And I use SEPTA. So I traveled from Chestnut Hill, and I traveled from Chestnut Hill to North Wales, PA. That's where Glen Mercy at. So I went to Chestnut Hill College. I went to Chestnut Hill College. I met with the coach. Now, at the time, I think the school was closed because I think everybody was going for the holiday or something like that, if I remember. So I went out there. I met with the coach. We talked, went to his office, he showed me around campus. Some things he couldn't show me because they were closed, but he showed me some things around campus, and we went to his office. We had a good talk. He gave me a paper of the athletic scholarship requirements of the times I should get. And we talked. We had a good talk for an hour. Left there off a good note. It was cool. So then, got right on SEPTA again. Got right back on SEPTA, and then had to go to my next track and field visit. And you ever heard of Glen Mercy University?
Nah, never heard.
So Glen Mercy University is around Norristown. It's like kind of next. It's like 20 minutes from Norristown.
I've heard of Norristown. Yeah.
It's like around North Wales. It's like around North Wales, PA. So not that far from my house. I mean, I went from Chestnut Hill from SEPTA to Glen Mercy University. So I had my second visit. So while waiting for the bus, while I was on the sidewalk waiting for the next bus to get me closer to the school at Glen Mercy, the coach texted me, and I was so happy. The coach texted me. He said, "Listen, man, I like you so much, and I like our interaction today that I'm going to offer you Chestnut Hill, and is going to offer you a track and field athletic scholarship." I was so happy. Now, it wasn't a lot of money. It was like $1,000. It's like $1,000 of a scholarship. But at the end of the day, it's still money, and it's still athletic scholarship. So remember I tell you that I set out my goal before my senior year to get athletic scholarship from any school, whether it's track, basketball, football. I finally got that. I finally achieved my goal by getting athletic scholarship offer. My first ever athletic scholarship offer for track, and it was from Chestnut Hill. And I was so happy, man. I think I don't remember who the first person. The first person I text or called was Coach Shape, and I tell him, I said, "Yo, Coach, I just got offered my first ever scholarship." He was like, "Yo, that's dope." And that's how I know that, like, I said, yeah, I have a bright future in this sport, and if I keep going, this sport just got me my first ever athletic scholarship offer. I had ups and downs in sports, but I gotten better over time, and I put in the work in, over time. The sport's got me my first gold medal. The sport got me my first ever individual medal ever out of any sport I played. So why not keep going? And feel me? And I'm getting recruited, and coaches and look at me and they're interested in me. They see the potential. So I went to Glen Mercy, and Glen Mercy University visit. They're a D3 school. They can't offer you a scholarship. But I still visited there, met with the coach. His name Coach CJ. Cool coach. I really messed with him. He was dope. Met with some of the guys. I met with some of the guys that was practicing that day. It was cool. It was chill. It was cool. He showed me on campus. We talked to. He dropped, he was really interested in me. He really wanted me to come to the school. He's seen that if I come to school, I can contribute right away, and I can be one of the best sprinters on the team because they need more sprinters. So I'll be one of the best sprinters on the team, and it was dope. That day was actually good. It was a good day. Going to visiting two colleges, not just for academic, but for track and field, and then getting off my athletic scholarship, man, achieving my goal. It was a blessing. So,
yes, sir.
It was cool. And then going to outdoor season, I ran my first ever race. It was at Academy Park. So it was a scrimmage at Academy Park, and I ran my first ever race. Now, I ran the 400. I ran a new PR on the 400. I ran 55, and then I ran the 200. I won my first race of the season, the 200, of the first ever meet, with the scrimmage. My coach said I ran like 23.9, which is cool. Nothing too something light. And, beginning on, like I said, I was in the up and down season, but at the end, the more I come on working, the more I come on training, the more I come having that mom mentality saying that things will get better, just keep working, stay focused, don't crash. I made progress. I went from running 104. I went from running 104 on the 400 from indoor season to running 53 flat by the end of the outdoor season around districts and conference states. I went from running, I'm just talking about track and gym. I went from running 27 the first time I ever done track from running now. I'm at a point now. I ran like my PR is 22 now. Like that's so much progress I made throughout just 1 year just doing the sport, and then getting my first athletic scholarship offer, and then I signed my letter of intent for track for Lincoln University. March 31st, I signed my letter of intent for Lincoln University, and at the same time, you asked about that full ride scholarship. Due to so I got accepted by Lincoln. Lincoln, I'm gonna keep being with you, man. Lincoln University was not on my mind. That was never the first school. Lincoln University was never the first school that was on my mind. Like I heard Lincoln University, my coach went there. My coach went there. My coach ran there. Two of my coaches know the coach, and it was never on my mind because really, I know I wasn't really getting looked at by the coach on the Lincoln University track and field team. I found out later though, my assistant coach, Coach X, he actually told me that beginning of preseason training around September, he told me that that he actually this whole entire time was recruiting me to come to the school because he's seeing a lot of potential in me and everything like that. And I didn't even know that, but it was dope to know that now when I got there. So it's crazy. I didn't know that I was getting recruited from Lincoln track team, and I was. And I guess my Coach Shake was telling me that the head coach, Coach Rowland, was looking at me. He's watching basically everybody on the testing squad. So I guess he know about, my time to start looking where I was at. So I guess I was getting recruited, I would say. But I got accepted by Lincoln really wasn't on my mind. Other school was on my mind that was offering me better money between academic scholarship-wise. And eventually, they said they emailed me in January. Lincoln emailed me in late January, and I still had good grades. I finished all A's. I think I had like a 3.9, 4.0 GPA. So Lincoln University, they emailed me. I got accepted there. They offered me the highest merit-based scholarship in December because I did early action application. So I got accepted right away. Then late January, they emailed me and said, "Hey Zion, hope your day's going good. We want to let you know that you qualified with your GPA. You qualify for the presidential scholarship. Then the presidential scholarship, it means that it's a full ride scholarship, which means that your tuition is covered, your meal plan, your room and board and fees is covered, everything's covered." So I got on, once I saw that, I was like, okay, dope. So they told me to apply now, and I got to like February 3rd or February 4th or something like that to apply and get the application done. So I did apply. I applied on the application. I did application. I do a little personal essay and everything like that. So I did that. Eventually, I made it to the, next round or whatever. And they invited me to the final interview. And they saying that I had to talk to somebody separate from the staff of the school about why I deserved that scholarship. So it was around March of 2023 that we had Zoom and everything like that, and they kind of was telling us that, hey, we want to let y'all know that there's not going to be a one-on-one interview with nobody. He was like, hey, we want y'all to let y'all know that y'all guys have earned a full ride scholarship to Lincoln University. Congratulations, everybody. And what I said on Zoom, I don't think they heard me. But I was like, wait, what? And then I don't think they heard me. Because nobody didn't respond back what I said. So they said, yes, congratulations by us and by President Holland and us. Y'all guys have earned the presidential scholarship. Y'all guys have earned the full ride scholarship to Lincoln University. And when I was at that time, I just got done practice, and I was in Chester High. We just got done practice, getting ready for our next outdoor meet. My coach was there, and I told my coach, I said, "Coach, I got the 4-hour scholarship." He said, "What?" I said, "Congratulations, man." My coach, Coach Jay, was proud of me. Then I called my mom after I left. I was walking and stuff like that. And my mom, I was kind of joking with my mom because sometimes I'm a jokester, so I like to joke around, play with people, and then emotion. So I said, "Mom," I said, "they didn't offer me the scholarship." She was like, "Zion, stop playing me, bro." She was like, "Zion, stop playing me. Did they offer you the scholarship?" I said, "Yes, Mom. They offered me the scholarship. I have a 4-hour scholarship to Lake University." She was like, "Oh my God." She was in the car. She was like, "Oh my God. Yeah, I told you. I knew it. Yeah. I knew they offer you a 4-hour scholarship, stuff like that." So like, I was still like, I was happy. I was excited. I got offered 4-hour scholarship. That meant everything to my family. It meant everything to myself, especially my mom. Therefore, I remember I told my mom earlier, in late 2022, I said, "Listen, Mom," because my mom was so worried about was worried about helping me pay tuition and stuff like that for college and getting money. And I had to get money out my pocket. She had to get money out my pocket. But I told her this. I said, "Mom," and I remember I told her I was walking directly towards home. I said, "Mom, no matter what, no matter what, I'm going to get a full ride scholarship for one of these schools, and I promise you that. So you don't have to worry about anything, and I mean anything. I'm going to get a full ride scholarship for one of these schools, so you don't have to worry about anything. So you don't have to worry about taking money out of your pocket and helping me pay tuition." And eventually, it came true. Lincoln University, the first landed degree granted school, first HBCU, ever. They offered me athletic scholarship. They offered me a full ride scholarship.
I tell you this, that was one of the things that attracted me to you, right? Like hearing your story first, and then even applying it to what you did here. Again, I hadn't known you before you reached out to us, right? But I apply the fact that you reached out to us, I accredit that to your hustler mentality, your ability to say, you know what, this is what I want to do. So this is what I'm going to do. This is what's going to happen. And it hasn't been limited to your athletic career. It hasn't been limited to us coming on a Young Black and Gifted podcast. It hasn't been limited to what you're going to do in college. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm a fan of that aspect of who you are, right? So with our understanding of all your accolades and the trials and the ups and downs in your athletic career, which ultimately led you into running track, even with you always having your academics in order to the point where it got you on the president's list to be able to help receive a full scholarship, right?
Yeah, I mean, my fault to interrupt you. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, but yeah, like I never thought about being in this position. I never thought about being in this position. I never thought that my wildest dreams that I was going to, especially growing up in West Philly, especially coming from the pain struggle. I never thought my wildest dreams that I'd be in this predicament to earn a full ride scholarship. I never thought I'd be in this area predicament. I never thought that track was going to be my first sport, was going to offer me a athletic scholarship. I was going to do this in college. I never thought I was going to be here. So, I'm just living, man. It all because of my hard work.
Absolutely. And, what I was working towards was getting, by acknowledging all those things, even you being a business owner, a young entrepreneur, these are the things that make up who you are today. So with all of that understanding, right, I want to ask you, right, what are some of your goals for the future? So you're entering your first year of college. You're in your first year of college.
Yep.
You have everything pretty much laid out for yourself. So what are some of your goals? What are some things that we can expect to see from you in the near future?
Like I said, this is my first year of college. It's my first year being on the track and field team. I just finished my first semester with 3.8 GPA, so I just made the dean list for my first semester. So, what do you expect out of me?
Congratulations.
Oh yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. So, what I expect out of myself for the near future, man, one, create my clothing brand, which I'm currently working on with my mom. It's going to look out for that. It's called Struggle Equals Strength. That's going to be my new clothing brand. Keep becoming a better technical athlete every day in the person. Start a power washing business with my little brother.
Do it all, man.
Yeah.
Do it all.
Just keep focusing on my landscaping business, but as well this spring, summer. I've been networking these past couple months while I've been in college with my professors and other people outside college that I have met, and it's been pretty good so far. So basically, like I said, in summer 2023, I became a Verizon agent. I became a Verizon sales agent. This summer, I was the youngest in history to become a Verizon sales agent at the age of 18 and join a corporation, a company that's a vendor for Verizon. That's what I did this summer. Okay. Also did a partnership. With this landscaping company. It's called Cancer Fighting Lawn Care. I had a partnership with them this summer. We cut grass. I made about like $700, and it was good money. Cut parks around Abington, cut parks around North Philly and stuff like that. That was cool. So I reached out, like I take the opportunity, I see it. That's how you get now. That's how you should know me now. So, keep moving forward is basically like just do more networking like I did in 2023. Get another contract and get more clients for my landscaping business. I'll also work on landscape contract this summer. Keep stacking my money up this year. If I can get an internship job, stack more money. Focus on track and field my business this summer. Having the drive and hard work to come. I want to become one of the best 200 meter runners in my conference. I'm in the CIAA. It's only 13 schools in conference. Getting back to focus on my investments and stocks. I did investments last year in 2022 as a side hustle.
Okay.
Get my LLC for my landscape business and my power watching business. My mom, she currently lives in Delaware right now. So I'm hoping to get a little state ID from Delaware. Make sure not let anybody change my mind of what I want to do in this world, because they always gonna tell you to do the society way and not your way. But that's not me. I'm gonna do my own way. And so far I'm doing my own way. I'm different. And remember, I think the last time I spoke to you on the phone, did I mention that I talked to the youth?
You did.
So
I'm glad. Go ahead, do your thing. I'm glad you found yourself there. Go ahead.
So it's this kid. He's 16. He's 16 years old. It's my guy. Senko. It's my guy. He played basketball from Benjamin Franklin High School. He really is a good ball player. He's getting recruited right now for some school D2 again. Tell me, getting recruited for Westchester. He's my guy. I just want to let him know that he's my guy, and I support him. And he is 16 years old, right? And he's an electrician. At the age of 16 years old, he's an electrician, and he's making good money for himself, and make sure that his mom is good and everything like that. But you know what makes me really, I ain't gonna lie, he's like my twin. He's like a younger version of me, and how I was talking, how I was trying to do things. Being young and out here in Philly, just trying to, make it out here on his own. Make it out on his own, stacking his money, it's stuff like that. Just doing what you gotta do. You know what I mean? So he told me that, he's a 16-year-old electrician at this early age, making good money for himself, make sure his mom good, make sure his stuff good, stuff like that. Everything above. And what makes me really just commend him, really respect him, and he's so young at age, is that his mindset and how he carrying himself and how he going through things. So as he's being an electrician on the side, he's playing basketball, and while that he's a student. But at the same time, he told me that he wanted to make sure his mom good, so his mom wanted to work again. He told me that he wants to do ventures, hopefully start his own home little business for himself like I've done, because he look up to that. I say that he respect me, look up to me. He look up to me, he respect that what I do for myself. Like having being me. He just surprised at him being so young and around his age, or around 2 years older than his age, but still youth. That I have my own business. I have a 4-hour scholarship to college. I'm making my moves, stacking my money. He's saying that he looks up to that. So he asked me so I went up to his basketball game. He had a basketball game at South Philly High. Because I told him before that, I was gonna make to one of his basketball games, and I couldn't because, track school or whatever's going on in my life. And eventually I did. I made to one of his basketball games, watch him play. Played pretty good. They won. His team won. I talked to him after. We had a great conversation. And he told me a lot of things, what he want to do and everything like that. And what he told me was that he want to be financial free. And I had that same goal too. And my mom put that in my mind. I put that into my mind too, that I want to become financial freedom. I mean, everybody wants to become free. Everybody want to be financially stable, financial freedom without to worry about nothing. But when I heard from him, and him being at such an age of 16 years old, when he said he want to become he want to be financially free and make sure his mom good, and also hopefully start a company one day and keep playing basketball in college, it really shocked me, because no kid that I ever met at age 16 had that mindset, especially from Philly, where, you know, a lot of kids our age is smoking, vaping, doing drugs, doing all that stuff, just getting in a lot of trouble. Now, I'm not saying that's all kids. That's just for some kids, I say, who don't got
Yes, sir.
who don't got male figures, who don't got male figures in their life, who don't got the guidance. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, me, honestly, with him telling me that, I never heard a 16-year-old in my life tell me that, like, they want to become financial freedom at a young age. Like, he's just different. But he's just like, I just want to know that as he's a youth and he's getting older, as he keep getting older and showing growth for himself, I let him know that, listen, like, I'm always gonna be here. I know I'm always in Lincoln right now. I'm always in college. But I let him know, like, listen, man, like, you need anything, call me, text me. I'm always here. I'm always here to guide you. I'm always here to give you any advice. I'm always here to help you out if you need it. Like, I'm always here. Just know, like, I'm not going away. Because I feel like a lot of kids in our city, especially who come from Philly, they need a lot of male figures in their life. They need a lot of guidance. Now, they already get that from the mom, because some kids only have their mom, and the mom playing both sides, the mother and father, like I have. I have a mom that plays my mom and my father at the same time. And I feel like that we just need more, you know, for him. I just want to be a male figure for him and lead him to the right direction that I'm showing him right now as being a young king and a god of myself that's doing the right things and on the right path. At the end of the day, like, I was happy and excited to be. I was invited by this football team. They call it Condell Bulldogs. By this guy that I know.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Allen, man. Allen, my guy, man, for real.
Mm-hmm.
So, he invited me to speak to their football team. They call Condell Bulldogs. They're around Midday Boulevard, not too far from Chester, not too far from Philly. So I was super excited. Now, when I spoke to him, I was really excited because I wanted to share my story, share my wisdom, give them advice. Just let me know that it's always dark to light by the glory of God. So I spoke to them. It was good. And what I told them at the end, I said, listen, at the end of the day, y'all young kings. Y'all young kings and y'all gods. Now I said, God's real. God is real because y'all are gods. Just like females, they're young queens. They're queens. They're goddesses. At the end of the day, I told the football team, I said, y'all young kings and y'all gods. Anything y'all put your mind to, just do it. Because no matter what the obstacle comes in life, because it will be obstacles. And trust me, I have my ups and downs when it comes to doing track, or when it comes to my business, or when it comes to school or whatever. Just keep pushing forward, because no matter what, again, y'all young kings, y'all gods of your own. Y'all young gods of your own. Y'all gods. Y'all can do anything that y'all put your mind to, and don't let the outsider, don't let society tell y'all what y'all should do, because they're not you. They're not in y'all circle. They don't know. They don't realize where y'all come from, the environment that y'all come from. I understand the environment y'all come from because I come from the same place. I lived in Chester for about 6 years. I know how Chester is. I live in Philly basically my whole life. I still live in Philly now. And I know about the pain and struggle that I see every day from my community and from my city. So I just want to let y'all know that keep pushing forward as I only in middle school, as I know y'all have aspirations to do high school football, aspirations to do college football, and possibly NFL. Don't let anything set your goal. Don't let anything put your goals to the side. Keep pushing forward. Because y'all young kings and y'all gods. Remember that, y'all gods. Don't ever forget that. So now I remember I had one of the people, the kids that they had my number, and he texted me. He was like, I got the text. My fault, Ed.
Are you good?
So I text him. He texted me. He said, hello. I said, what's up? He said, how you been? I said, I've been good, mama. I can't play out with you. He said, I'm cool. And he texted me. He said, I'm trying to stop focusing on these females, man. So I just kept it real with him, because I'm not like a fake person. I always will keep it real with you, you know? That's just me. So I said, yeah, I know. It can be hard to stop focusing on females because it's too many of them out there. But at the end of the day, if they're not helping you with your goals and ambitions, or anything else, then don't worry about them. Because I say, trust me, I had to learn that. And he said, yeah, bro, I appreciate it. Thank you. And I say, you're welcome, my guy, anytime. I say, you need any questions or advice? I'm here. He said, I got you. So I just want them to let them know, like, I'm here. I'm here to be a good, person to talk to, a good male figure to talk to. I might be 18, but I have wisdom and I have knowledge because I self-educate myself on how to be a better person, on how to be an entrepreneur, on how to be me, how to have a rich mindset, how to have a growth mindset, and not a fixed mindset. So yeah, that day, let me tell you something. That day of speaking to that football team, that was one of the best days of my life and the best moment of my 2023. And I said that on my Instagram account. And I appreciate Alan. And the rest of the Condell Bulldogs football staff, coaches, let me speak to them today. And I played football out there, and that was fun. So that's what I want to do this year and one of my goals continue forward this year, next year, and many years on is to speak more to youth in the community and let them know that it's always a dark to light and do what you gotta do. And then also, I told myself this. I said, listen, that's the plan, Zion. Let's go get it. It's time to go get it. It's time to stay on business. So yeah, I'm looking for everything in the future, man.
I like that, man.
I look back future, and I know that.
Man. Yeah, I love that for you, man. And as we wrap up, because we hit 2 hours on this, so this will be a 2-part episode, But nonetheless, that's some great stuff, and I think you provided us with enough of your personal story, even with a lot of motivation here. I'll say this to you, man. I'm proud of you. I'm proud that you found the strength, the ability to be able to keep pushing forward. Even that last segment that you just gave where you found a way to be, motivational to others. Most people who may have dealt with the things that you have gone through in your life or similar, they might not have any love for anybody else. They might be like, I'm only about me and mine, but the fact that you've found the ability to want to help others and be of an inspiration and to help the others, I think it's another attribute that you add to who you are. And this is another thing I noticed. Just listening, if you notice, I let you just go because I want to hear, right? Normally I'm a little bit more vocal in these interviews, but like I said, your story was so compelling that I just wanted to be able to hear it out for myself, right? But to call you a track and field star or an entrepreneur, it's just so much to who you are.
Yeah.
And I want to be careful, as somebody that's older, as an older male, right? To not box you in. I don't want to box you in. Again, I'm learning everything that you laid out here was education to me about who you are, who you aspire to be. So that's the more and more you talk, I say, I want to try to figure out a way to express who you are on my end without boxing you in, and it's so much to who you are. And I think it's a great thing, especially being so young and knowing it for yourself. You're in a great position to be able to accomplish and become whoever it is that you want to be in this world, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And even spreading that to others, I think is a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah.
Not being selfish and keeping it to yourself, finding ways to be an inspiration to others, I think is a great characteristic to have. And, I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you.
And I look forward to seeing your story play out. What I'll say here is I'll leave you with this right before we wrap up. I'll say this, right? That because there's so much to who you are, this is just we just scratched the surface here. It's going to be so much more that you accomplish in your future. It's going to be so much more. I want to extend the opportunity and the invite for you to follow up with us whenever you feel the need to, man. You got my number, you got the email, you got my Instagram. Even if it's other, if I don't know, if one of your mentees, somebody that you're mentoring, reach out. I want to be the same thing that you want to be.
Listen. I got you. I'm definitely going to put somebody on to your podcast. And trust me, I know a couple people that I said they would love to be on your podcast and speak their story. So
it's more about for me, it's not about the podcast. It's about shedding light. It's about giving the opportunity to be able to tell your story. Because for me, this is where I'm at. Again, I'm 37, so it's almost 20 years older than you, right? Yeah, it's almost 20 years older, right?
Yeah, 20 years older. Yeah.
So I want to say to you, it's more about, for me, like, we'll be able to look back at this moment one day, and I'll say, yo, I had the opportunity to speak to Zion Spotwood when he was just getting started. Now look, he's a mogul.
Yep, it's up from here, man.
So
it's up from here.
It's absolutely. So for me, it's more about just being able to shed light on, like, the podcast is the podcast, but I want to be able to find young men like you, young women like you, who are motivated and they aspire to be more. You follow me? So we'll get to that. We're gonna get to that. Before we go, any shout outs? I know you talked a lot about my dudes. You shouted out your coaches, your brothers, your mentees. Anybody we miss?
Shout out to mom, shout out to grandma, shout out to my grandfather, shout out to my uncle, shout out to my little brother, shout out to my little brother Jaden, my little brother Jojo, my little brother Kai, my little brother Noah. Noah, I love you. Shout out to my aunts. Shout out to my track club team. Shout out to more of track club. Shout out to Don, Jermaine, G, my mentor Charles. Shout out to Coach Moore. I love that guy. Shout out to Jazz. All those people that's on my track club team. Shout out to my LU teammates. I appreciate them too. You feel me? Like I said, shout out to my best friend Ben and his family. I appreciate them. They've been on this long. They on this up and down journey with me. Shout out to the people that that have met me from last year in 2022 that know me so far and still sticking by me and still supporting me. Like I said, I'm not a fake person. I'm just a genuine, real person. I'm always gonna keep real with you. Like, I'm not a bad guy. I'm a nice guy. I'm really just a nice guy. I'm not a bad guy. I don't do that. I don't try to do anything to hurt nobody. But I just always try to make sure I look out for myself and make sure to look out for people that's around me. And I told my little brother, I said, listen, like, he'd be hesitant about asking me for money. But I always tell him, I said, listen, Jaden, if you need anything, let me know, because I'm always here. I always got you. Always got it. So let me know, because I'm supposed to be looking out for you. That's what big brother's supposed to do. I started, one of the reasons why I started the landscape business was make sure to put some money in my little brother's pocket. So that's the reason why, that's what I meant. I remember one time my mom, I know it's not going to be a long story, but I remember one time my mom, she had her car broken into while she was walking and stuff like that. And the car, our car window fixed was like $240, I believe, $250. And I told her, my mom, she really didn't want to ask me, but I told her that, I had no problem paying with it. And, my mom was crying that day, but she was just, I told her, listen, Mom, like, that's what a man supposed to do. That's what a son supposed to do. They're supposed to look out for the mom or look out for the woman, period, if they need, like, the services like that. So I did that, and, what I'm saying? So, like, I always want to make sure I look out for the ones who look out for me. But, shout out to basically everybody, man, stuff like that. Just like I said, I'm glad to be in this predicament I'm now. I'm blessed. I know that it's not just track and field that God had purpose for me. It's also He has a purpose for me in life to inspire others, those who respect me and everything like that. But also as well, I say I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be here at Lincoln University. I'm proud to be a Lion. Proud to be on this track and field team. Learning, getting mentored, and learning from these coaches, especially Coach Rowland, who's a great coach, and also Coach X, who's a great assistant coach for me. He's getting me a lot better as well. Also, shout out to Coach Crystal, who's our jumping coach. She's pretty dope as well. And shout out to my teammates, man. They cool. So, yeah, happy to be here. Happy to be here.
You've gone through, and then to find your space here, and to see you got a bright, your future's bright. So,
no, definitely is. More from here. I got a lot of things to do this summer. I gotta get my license, get my truck, get my pickup truck, and all that stuff. But it's all about patience, and it's gonna come. So I ain't stressing about it.
Yeah, absolutely, it'll happen for you.
Right,
so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Young Black and Gifted Podcast. I'm underrated. That was Zion Spotwood, and we'll see y'all next time.
Underrated ladies.
Yeah. Say it again.
Underrated lady.
Young, black, and gifted, we do it for the culture.